I am Jamie.
We're the Powell Tribe. We've gotten a bunch of new subscribers, so we just want to take a moment to introduce ourselves and say thanks to everyone who's jumped on to this journey with us recently.
Yes. And as you know or don't know, we are 10 weeks out from having Baby Powell. We did Reciprocal IVF, and so that means that I donated my eggs and she is carrying. So that brings us to today's
vlog.
Oh, that brings us to the cat. We have a lot of animals too. Penny. Anyways, we wanted today to go over this. Last week we got to go to a baby basics class at the hospital, and I thought it was pretty informative. It was nothing that we've been like reading books and doing different things, and it wasn't anything that I was blown away, surprised by, but it was good to kind of reiterate some of the things that were already.
Maybe just draw attention to the things that probably are the most important in the first few months of baby's life.
And just some stuff we've already covered, but it's okay, cool, they're saying this. So we thought we would just do a quick vlog on a recap of what was covered, our thoughts on some of the stuff, and kind of what we are, I don't know, what stood out the most for us. So we'll even share a clip and I'm ridiculous. I took notes. I used the folder because I didn't bring a notepad, so it was okay, here's your fun. I was writing on every single possible place.
I think that you can take a notebook to the next class.
I will take a notebook. I actually have a Powell Tribe notebook, so I should have brought it. I didn't.
So we took this baby basics class, and then we have our natural birthing class coming up, which is a 2-day class, and then a breastfeeding class we have coming up.
And then we might do a swaddling, or not a swaddling,
a baby carrying.
Baby carrying, that's what it was. So they went, I don't know, they talked about a bunch of stuff, so maybe we just go down this and whatever sticks out to you, in different areas. So they talked about in the beginning, what to expect for us, when we're in the room.
This is specific to our hospital where we're delivering.
Our hospital, so this is not all the time, but I think
it's probably pretty standard, but this is just what we can expect from our hospital.
Yeah, so, right after the baby is born, they'll immediately, the dad.
We were the only same-sex couple.
I mean, that's pretty standard. There's only 6 people.
There's no
and so the dad,
there.
and I was like, that's me. I'm dad I'm the mom dad. I cut the umbilical cord, and then they'll immediately do skin to skin with you right away, and then after that they'll weigh him, get measurements, and then clean him. They have a warm light bath, which I think we want to do for sure. And then obviously within that first hour or so, I think it was, we will begin breastfeeding. So we do want to breastfeed. I don't want to, just be I'm not but just Chelsea is, we as a
That's
couple
our plan.
Are choosing to breastfeed. Some people do, both couples actually can, and I'm not, that's fine, but that's not something I'm doing. So doing the breastfeeding thing. Then there are vaccinations that we have options to do. Hepatitis B vaccination, which is in one thigh, vitamin K shot, which is in the other leg, and then some stuff they put in the eyes. I guess they call this eyes and thighs vaccinations, and we do want to do that. So we're gonna do that. She definitely reiterated breastfeeding positions she went through. So there's a football hold, and it was really helpful because there was a little baby, a doll. And those dolls are $80 on Amazon. I tried to buy one, but I don't know if I want to spend that. But they show kind of just how they held it up, and it was really lifelike. You can hold them like this, or hold them like this, but it was, a lot of it was about you being able to hold the baby's head and then holding your boob, to be able to kind of allow.
Well, what I really liked, we're going to take a breastfeeding class, so
I'm sure we'll have another class.
Detail, but she went over latching, which I've been reading a lot about, is so important for that let down and making sure that the baby gets a full feeding. So it was really cool to get a little bit more insight into that, and then especially that we're going to take a breastfeeding class. And there's going to be a lactation consultant on the floor,
which is helpful.
They always have one, and then we want to hire a doula, so they also help with latching. So I think there's a lot of support based around the latching and the breastfeeding aspect.
Definitely.
But she definitely she touched base on
and
like the latch and kind of where how you want to go.
Made sense to me. It would look like she made it seem easy, which it was a doll and it's not even a real boob, but it's not easy. It's a struggle, and that was one thing she had reiterated is, you know, you have to be patient with breastfeeding. It's a process. Something else she did, which I thought was kind of cool, was they I don't know, for me, I just don't have a lot of experience with children, so they showed how to do a sponge bath. Yeah. And I don't know, I just think that was neat that we got
and with the bathing, they went over like the
I broke so much stuff. I don't know, like it's so much on here. I'm sure the bathing. So like what I'm envisioning for us is that we'll have like a tub on our counter right there.
Turn around if you can see. I'm just kidding.
See the counter? It's right there. It's full of junk, but it won't be because the baby will be on it. And then you put like a little, like a bucket or whatever, and like a little rag. And they were talking about like for just a little bit until the umbilical cord falls out, we'll just use the water. And then if they start to get a little stinky, we can use like a little tiny bit of soap. And then we do wash their hair and like use a little brush comb so that they don't get
cradle cap.
And so that was neat. The way she did it really felt real life, and like she bundled them up like nice and warm, and then she would take one arm out, kind of wash that, and like really right into the sweaty areas, do it again, take the legs, and then she was like, okay, this is a boy, so he's probably gonna pee on me, and I was like, that's my future. And then she was talking about, you know, you want warm water, not like lukewarm, but warm, but not hot. And then she had like 2 blankets, and she like laid one out, and then one was gonna be a swaddle. I don't know, she did a good job. We got to swaddle babies, and I got to practice changing a diaper as well. And so I think she actually recorded some swaddling, so I'll let you know, show you that I'm a pro at swaddling now. I don't think so, but I'm gonna be. So that was stuff, you know, skincare, not to use lotions really right away. No lotions, oils, powders for about the first month. And then just because they have so much oil, and their skin's gonna look dry, but it's not, their skin is still kind of developing. Like, talked about jaundice, that possibly like, it's called like bilirubin like cells, or I don't really know. And it like, some signs of that would be like yellow skin. They might actually look tanner.
Maybe spend some
time in the sun, which is not the way that we want them to look. And the whites of their eyes could be yellow. So if that happens, then they will assess it, and then like I guess there's like a Billy light or something that can help with that. And there's just that would just be something, but it is something to definitely notice and pay attention to. Obviously before we go home, they'll do some screening. I don't know, get the birth certificate. We watched like did we watch car seat safety video? No.
She just went over
car seat safety, that's right.
And then the fire departments here in town will actually,
I think they do it everywhere, but yeah.
I think so everywhere. Yeah. I don't want to assume that.
No, I don't want to assume that. But I think fire departments will check to make sure you've installed it correctly. Yeah. If you hear scratching, it's our dog. She probably needs to go play outside, but she'll wait a couple minutes.
It's really hot here, guys.
It's real hot. We watched, let's see, I'm just kind of looking. We weren't sure like in terms of circumcision. if we, you know, whatever we decide with that.
Oh yeah.
We weren't sure if that happened at birth or what, and so it's actually at the 2-week like pediatrician appointment. So
yeah.
She talked about kind of some normal signs of healthy baby. Day 1, they should have like 1 wet diaper, 1 poop. Day 6, like 6 wet diapers and 3 to 4 stools. And I just like to have like numbers to follow. I'll be like looking back at this.
And those numbers are based on breastfeeding too. She gave us different numbers for formula, but we didn't write those down.
We didn't write those down, so I apologize. This would be more like breastfeeding. We go to the pediatrician 2 to 3 days after birth.
Which we have found a pediatrician.
We did.
But we can't obviously schedule anything with them yet because
baby's not here and doesn't have a name. So it'd be like, can we schedule an appointment. Some do's, let's see here. Oh, we watched like a safe sleep video. There were some do's and don'ts. So put the baby in a crib or bassinet. Do put them on their back. Flat on their back. Do leave their face uncovered. Like, don't use those little, don't allow them to sleep with like pacifiers that have something attached to them.
Like, the pacifiers that would like attach to the clothing, like the string.
The string, because it could like strangle them. Do put them on a firm mattress. I think it's really important, from what I've been reading and hearing, like, you know, having a really strong, firm mattress, like firmer than you would have in like your bed. Would actually be really good because their bones and their muscles, like they're still, like they're growing, and this is an important time for them to get kind of settled.
Toby, come here.
Don't have anything else in the crib with the baby, like no blankets, toys of that nature. Don't overheat or overdress the child, like, you know, making sure that they're comfortable and they're appropriately dressed for sleep.
What they said was like your comfort level of dressing and
plus
then one more layer.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just like the clothes and then a swaddle or something like that.
And then no smoking around. We don't smoke, so that shouldn't be an issue. No sleeping on their side or stomach. So they talked a lot about like co-sleeping. And I'm really passionate about this. Like, I've already kind of been like reading a lot and hearing a lot and different things, but they like showed us a video and it just reiterated my passion about like, this is just so, it's not about me. It's like about the baby's safety, and it can happen. I know that in the middle of the night, I'll start off on my right side and I end up sleeping on the other side of the bed, and I somehow am laying on her pillow and I have no idea how I got there. So for me, knowing that I like could move around that much, it's just so unsafe for the child. And the SIDS, that's one of the probably main causes of SIDS.
Yeah, well, the study that they did.
The study that they did. And there was like the coroner from local, like from Las Vegas, like was talking about how so much could be prevented if, you know, we just do these do's and don'ts and take, and I'm not saying, I'm not here to say, you know, like, I'm not judging you, like if you are co-sleeping, just for me personally.
That's why we're choosing not to.
Yeah, that's why we're choosing to have them next to the bed. We're gonna put him in a bassinet.
Well, and my view on that is I don't want my bed to be a place that, like, that's my bed that I sleep in, so I don't want it to become, I wanna try to continue to live life at a normal rate so that the baby can adjust easily to a normal life. Like, eventually he's gonna be a little human who's running around.
Yeah.
And
like, we do want to save our bed for us, like, you know, that is an important part. So and I think our relationship has got to come, not first by any means, because we're gonna have to put the baby first, but it gets to stay sacred and connected. And it's so easy to fall into like, oh, this is so nice cuddling, and it's just, I know, and I've seen it. I don't know because I've never been a mom, but I just I want to put the baby's safety first, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's like why we're choosing to do this.
Yeah.
Based on just how we want to parent and how we want to stay, you know, with our scheduling or with our like normal life. Yeah. So that for me personally, and I know myself, me getting out of bed to feed the baby is much better for the baby because when I'm sleepy, I'm really sleepy.
Yeah.
So.
And it's gonna suck. and you're gonna be miserable and I'm gonna be tired and we're gonna get frustrated. And I know that there's moments where it's gonna be so much easier to put the baby in between us and just, we'll be okay, we'll just a few minutes. And it takes 1 second of us. And I mean, I can't imagine. And that's, no, I can't. So very important for me. So that was a huge thing that I walked away with. Like, it just like, I already was on that, but then it suddenly became like, and honestly for me at first it was kind of just like, I don't want to share the bed and I want that to be for us. And now it's like, I'm so clear that it's for the safety of the child.
The baby, yeah.
And they talked about pets in the newborn. One thing we're gonna do is bring home like the little hat that the hospital initially puts on him, and then let them smell it.
And as for the cats, we're gonna leave that for them to kind of come around and sniff and smell and everything.
Yeah.
So, and then when we bring him home to introduce him.
Yep.
That's gonna be chaotic.
They talked about that too, like bring him home. They talk about how you bring them home and like introduce them, talk to them like they're like, give them a tour of the house. They talked about CPR. I think that's a worthwhile thing. I would just recommend doing him in CPR.
I would definitely recommend taking classes for it or something. We haven't taken a full class on it, but we want to.
I want to. And then shaken baby syndrome, that was kind of sad. Like, I always envision the shaken baby syndrome, like you shake your baby and it's bad, but it actually can just come from like the head just kind of going blip, 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 and without just their head just going. But I always thought it had to be like shaken baby, but it's not. It's just if their head is not properly supported, they can get
their skull is not like fully formed around their little brain. So
that was interesting. And you know, I'd like having information. All of this is just noise when the grand scheme comes. None of this I will think about or pull out and like use as a manual. But if I can keep just ingraining my mind with an understanding of what's to come, it makes me feel like I have more control.
I mean, it's like one of those things where you just, it's like you put the idea in somebody's head. It kind of is always going to be there, and what they do with the information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the more I'm putting this in my mind by reading books, taking classes, talking about it with you, the more I think it's benefiting my comfort level.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm ready. You guys don't even, oh my gosh, it's going to be great though. But I do want to, you know, be as prepared as I can. So we thought we'd share with you our learnings. Not meant to be offensive. If anything I said you disagree with, that's totally fine. Our way's not the right way. It's just what's right for us.
Yeah.
And this weekend is our baby shower, so we're really excited. That's my last thought today. But
yeah. So thank you to everyone who is newly subscribed.
Yes, thank you for watching, and thank you for your support through this journey, and we look forward to sharing more videos with you and all of our future
we have
learnings.
quite a few coming.
Yeah.
Give this video a thumbs up.
And subscribe to our channel if you have not.
Yes, and go follow us on Instagram and Twitter @ThePowell Tribe.
Twitter. All right, well, you guys have a good night.
Bye.